Something strange is happening with this team. Yeah, they're winning, sitting at 5-3, fresh off a huge victory against the Vikings. The quarterback's playing like a straight-up MVP, the energy is high, the fans are hyped, but deep down, something just doesn't feel right. You can sense it, can't you? That uneasy feeling that something big is about to go wrong. And trust me, you're not the only one feeling it. Because behind all the excitement, 3 major problems are quietly building, and if they're not fixed fast, they could completely destroy everything this team has worked for. Before we dive into that breaking news, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and turn on the bell icon, so you don't miss any of the latest updates. Now, let's get into it. First, there's a hidden weakness on this roster, something small but dangerous. It's already costing the team crucial drives, and one bad play could flip an entire season. Second, there's growing panic inside the front office. The GM knows this roster has major holes, especially on defense, and word is, he's already on the phone looking for help before it's too late. And third, the one that truly shook everyone. A single photo. Not from a game, but of our leader, our QB1. And what fans spotted in that image has the entire fanbase whispering the same question: what is going on? This season feels like it's hanging by a thread, success on the surface, chaos underneath. And what's coming next could change everything. Stay with me, you need to hear this. Alright, let's rip the bandage off. This one's going to sting. The first major problem hiding in plain sight? It's not who you think. Not a lineman, not a corner, not even a rookie mistake. It's our long snapper. Yeah, you heard that right, the guy responsible for starting every field goal and punt. And right now, he's quietly turning small errors into massive problems. When veteran Josh Harris went down before the season, the front office panicked, scrambling to find a replacement. They brought in Rick Lovato, a seasoned player with 9 years under his belt in Philly. On paper, it looked fine. In reality, it's been chaos. Lovato's snaps have been off, too low, too high, too wide. Every single kick has turned into a gamble. And while the stat sheet shows our kicker, Cameron Dicker, sitting at an incredible 18 for 19, what it doesn't show is the madness behind those kicks. Because every time Dicker lines up, J.K. Scott, our punter and holder, is out there making miracle saves. Scooping balls from the turf, stretching for high snaps, adjusting in split seconds just to keep drives alive. You don't need numbers to see it, just watch the tape. Every snap is an adventure, every field goal a test of nerves. And if this keeps up, it's only a matter of time before one bad snap costs us a game, or worse, the season. Stay with me, because the next problem runs even deeper. You remember that heart-stopping moment against the Dolphins, the game-winning field goal that had everyone losing their minds? Yeah, go back and watch that replay. That ball didn't come in clean. It bounced off the turf. J.K. Scott had to scoop it up, twist the laces, and place it perfectly in less than a second. It looked like a routine kick on TV, but it was a miracle it even went through. That's how fragile things have become. This team is 5-3, but every game feels like it's hanging by a single thread. The offensive line is still trying to find its rhythm. The defense shows flashes one week and disappears the next. We can't afford to hand away easy points, not when our margin for error is already razor thin. And the truth hurts, right now, Rick Lovato has become that margin. Every time he lines up for a snap, fans hold their breath. Not for the kick, but for the snap itself. Because one more bad ball could flip a win into a loss in seconds. This can't go on. Teams that dream of Super Bowls don't lose on details like this. They win because every tiny piece, every handoff, every hold, every snap, works perfectly. But while fans are focused on the special teams chaos, something even bigger is brewing behind closed doors. Inside the front office, there's quiet panic. General Manager Joe Hortiz knows what we all sense: this roster isn't dominating with talent, it's surviving on heart. And with the trade deadline closing in, he's racing against time to patch holes before this ship starts to sink. Stay with me, because what's coming next could decide the future of this entire season. So where does the front office look for help? All eyes are turning to Cleveland. The Browns are cleaning house, moving pieces, stacking picks, and setting up for another rebuild. And that's exactly where our GM sees an opportunity. Because Cleveland has what we desperately need right now, not next season, not next draft, but this very moment. Let's talk about the names on that list. First up, Jerome Ford, running back. Let's be honest, the run game has been flat. We're still waiting for Omari Hampton's return, but one player can't carry the entire load. Ford might not be lighting up the stat sheet this year, but last season, he averaged over 5 yards a carry when given real reps. That's production we could use today. And if the Browns are willing to move him for a late-round swap, that's a smart, low-risk move. Next, Shelby Harris, defensive tackle. This one could be a game-changer. Our biggest weakness right now is right up the middle, the run defense. Teams are finding gaps, breaking through, and controlling the game clock. Harris might be 34, but he's still a powerhouse, strong against the run, disruptive in the trenches, and exactly the kind of tough veteran presence we've been missing. And finally, Jack Conklin, offensive tackle. This move would be about survival. The offensive line is barely holding together through injuries, and every week it feels like another starter goes down. Conklin, when healthy, is a wall. A veteran who can bring stability and give Justin Herbert the time he needs to breathe and make plays. These three names, Ford, Harris, Conklin, they're not flashy, but they're the kind of moves that turn shaky teams into dangerous ones. And if Joe Hortiz can pull even one of them off, it could completely change the direction of this season. Stay with me, because what happens next might shock everyone. Right now, the Chargers are walking a tightrope. We're depending on a rookie, Joe Alt, and if one more lineman goes down, we're in serious trouble. Jack Conklin might not be the all-pro he once was, but let's be real, he's miles ahead of any backup we've got. He could step in at right tackle tomorrow and instantly bring stability. That's why Joe Hortiz is moving with urgency. He already pulled the trigger on a deal for ODUFOA, and he's not stopping there. He knows exactly what this team needs: a stronger defensive front, more depth at running back, and better protection on the line. But here's the part no one wants to say out loud: all those moves mean nothing if one man isn't right. You can patch the line. You can plug the defense. You can add talent everywhere. But none of it matters if your franchise quarterback isn't 100%. And now, that's where the fear begins. Because what fans just saw has everyone talking, and worrying. Justin Herbert, our $260 million cornerstone, our leader, the heartbeat of this team, something's off. Lately, he's been out in public more than ever, at games, parties, even the World Series. But one small detail has sent shockwaves through the fanbase. For years, you never saw Herbert without his two trademarks, that hat, and the compression sleeve on his knee. Until now. In the latest viral photos, that sleeve is gone. And what people noticed underneath, well, it didn't look right. His knee looked different. Swollen. Unstable. Something just felt wrong. And that's the kind of thing that makes an entire fanbase hold its breath. Stay with me, because what comes next could reveal everything. When those photos hit the internet, fans lost it. Justin Herbert's knee didn't just look sore, it looked wrong. In one shot, there's a clear swelling, like a bulge under the skin. It didn't look normal, and the reactions were instant: panic, confusion, fear. One fan joked, "Put the sleeve back on, bro." Another said, "Now we know why he never took it off." But behind the jokes, everyone was thinking the same thing: what happened to his knee? Now, before we spiral, let's take a breath. Reports from inside the